The show proceeds in the same manner as previous 911 episodes, going back in time to introduce the potential victims. In addition to Athena and her fiancé's murderer, Dennis Jenkins, other passengers on the flight include an elderly couple, a woman walking her dog, and a high school sports team. Dennis informs Athena that he will only accept the early release offer with her approval prior to her meeting with the captain, as seen at the conclusion of the first episode. Following the collision, Josh answers when Athena calls 911 and attempts to send out a mayday via the radio. He puts her in contact with air traffic control, returning from Season 5's Panic with Sarah Cheney, Tiffany C. Adams, and Jake Green below. Fortunately, the pilot clicked the autopilot button before passing out. A hole in the cockpit allowed the captain to be sucked out. Another tear is seen on the rear. I am aware of your fears. The most important thing right now is that we support one another and not panic, Athena informs the passengers. She then inquires as to who has mobile service. I won't tell you not to be, because I am, too. Gerard, on the other hand, is transported to the hospital while still alive and may have suffered a concussion. Oliver Stark's character Buck fears that he will murder him or fire him before killing him, but Eddie explains that he actually saved his life. Was it what I did, then? Since I was simply trying to hit the person, to be completely honest, I don't really know, Buck says. However, Hen will now be Hen's acting captain and her first order because Gerard is no longer at the firehouse. Let's dance. Buck doesn't participate, though. Later, while having lunch, Maddie gives Chimney a call to let him know that she will be taking the 118 out of rotation for the duration of their shift and asks him to put her on speaker. She says that the plane is still in the air, and she needs their assistance with several casualties from a mid-flight crash. To aid in triage, she will patch them one at a time. Why are they? She says, because Athena is on that plane, you're their best chance. When Athena calls Bobby, she reaches his voicemail. In a voicemail, she adds, Bobby, I love you, baby. Air traffic control warns her that she is going to land the plane, so she doesn't have time to think about that. It's not a very good plan, she objects. Jimmy, a flight instructor, will guide her through it. That is beneficial. What isn't it? They can only advise her to shift people away from the hole in the back of the aircraft, which has already been done. While Eddie, Hen, and Chimney are chatting with other passengers on the plane, Buck is trying to get through to Bobby. Dennis and the other passengers are able to release the pressure from compartment syndrome despite one of the athlete's legs being broken since he knows how to create a shiv in prison. We have to say how impressed we are with this woman's calmness and how much we enjoyed the elderly couple who had everything she needed, the perks of being geriatric, dear, to treat the man in the seat next to her. Hen guides the woman with the dog through helping him with what appears to be a panic attack but turns out to be high-altitude pulmonary edema. Given the circumstances, it's remarkable that none of the people offering assistance is panicked. Jimmy and a young child with extensive aviation knowledge assist Athena in turning the plane around, and when the hole in the back gets larger and it begins to descend, she levels it out. Buck tells the others he'll meet them at the airport. He's going to collect Bobby, when half of the department's companies are called to the airport to make ready for an emergency touchdown. When Bobby gets to the set, he has just heard Athena's voicemail and watched the news about the jet. Bobby remarks, "You have to be kidding me," as soon as he sees Buck. "Isn't Athena on that flight?" "He's wrong," says Buck, "she's flying it." "What else might she be up to?" Bobby queries. Bobby calls for them to take the truck on set because the traffic is awful, and the TV show actor who plays the captain joins in as well. Bobby doesn't let their arguments drag on. The co-pilot is then alerted and ready to take over, which is excellent news for Athena.